What's up guys, Americana back here with another video. I'm super excited to get into this one today. We're going to have some very in-depth analysis. We're going to be going over the alt season indicator that nobody talks about. Moving forward, I think this is going to be the one to watch. There's certain trends within the market, stablecoins in specific, which that's kind of a hint to it. But I don't think Bitcoin dominance is going to be what people need to watch or what people are going to be watching for this cycle. It'll have an edge. Next cycle, people might be using it. I don't know. But I know I've made a lot of short form videos on Bitcoin dominance. Obviously, I can't dive into everything we're going to talk about today in a 30 to 60 second video. But for those of you that subscribe, I hope you enjoyed the long form video, the in-depth analysis. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so you'll see here, this is the secret sauce that I think is going to be key moving forward. All right, Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum dominance, USDT dominance, and USDC dominance all put together. All right, and real quick, we'll go over my reasoning for doing that. Obviously, Bitcoin dominance shows money is coming out of altcoins or other places into Bitcoin. Strength, safety in the bear markets, people rotate back into Bitcoin, things like that, okay? The classic one everybody knows and loves, okay? Ethereum dominance, very important. Ethereum is, I mean, you've seen people make videos on it that it's like Ethereum isn't really an altcoin anymore. We saw people flock to Ethereum in the bear market. It was one of the first movers out. It didn't make a new low with FTX, like held up very well. Okay, so I think Ethereum deserves at this point to be added into it. So many coins use Ethereum, so many projects, so many layer ones, stuff that's not even on Ethereum's chain, stuff that has its own chain, uses Ethereum's EVM stack and Ethereum's tools, right? How many coins do you trade in MetaMask or in all these other places, right? It runs on Ethereum, okay? People specifically make projects to adapt to Ethereum. XRP just had XAO, right? And the whole point of it was to be able to run Ethereum sidechains so you could connect to Ethereum dApps. So it's not going anywhere. It's strong. And I think cycles and cycles as they pass, it'll be considered less of an altcoin even. It'll be, I don't want to say its own thing, but there's gold, there's silver, and then, you know, altcoins would be like your copper, your tungsten, you know what I mean? Things like that. Okay, so my reasoning for that. And then another one, super important. A lot of day traders actually use this because you can chart it as well. But USDT to USDC or plus USDC dominance. So this is stablecoins, right? When stablecoin dominance is increasing, that means people are selling their crypto to move into stablecoins, right? Whether you have a choice or not, right? If you want to sell your crypto right now, what are you going to do? Sell to USDC or US dollar if you're just on Coinbase or something like that, you're putting it back in your bank. But you are going to have to go through stablecoins, and or people load up on stablecoins, buying stablecoins, as like a safety, or they'd rather just collect yield or something like that, right? But when stablecoin dominance is falling, one can assume that stablecoins are being put into the market to purchase coins. Okay, so we're hitting all three of these things on the head, right? So this is why this chart is important. If you've seen my other videos, or if you're in my paid Discord, you know how important Fibonacci retracements and extensions are. Some people don't believe in them because they're very easy, but if you know how to effectively use them and when to use them and high enough time frame, okay, they can fare pretty well. All right, so now let's dive into the chart. We know what we're talking about. We know Fibonacci's are important. We know we're already at these levels, okay? So what are we expecting next, okay? If we got something similar to this, and we know we took out a little high here, right, and we get up into these levels, that's okay. That's completely okay. All right, I want to go ahead and drop a date on here for you guys. So September of 20 to January of 21. Let's just go ahead and remember that. I think it's even on the next chart. September of 20 to say January, right? January. Okay. So essentially, it's plausible that one of four things are happening. Four things are happening. Either Bitcoin dominance is going up in this scenario, Ethereum dominance could be going up in this scenario, or USDT or USDC dominance could be going up in this scenario, right? But I suspect this pop that comes in here, which I'm expecting, and that's okay, is going to come from Ethereum dominance, okay? Ethereum dominance. Now, why do I say that? Okay, this is Bitcoin dominance plus Ethereum dominance, okay? Same little date I dropped earlier, September of 20 to January of 21, all right? Same little flag, same little bottom, right? And we can even go, I don't think we'll go up this high, just because there's diminishing returns everywhere, right? Everything's diminishing, okay? Even in dominances, right? There's more coins, things like that, to take a little bit of the dominance. Like Ethereum meme coins are probably popping off, so that doesn't count towards Ethereum's dominance, right? So But even saying we're going this high, this is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing for alt season at all. Ethereum popping off is literally what everybody talks about, what you need for an alt season. This chart, moving forward, super, super, super important. So I kind of got the title of the video. I think it's going to be super useful, but we do have to look at other things. It's not just this standalone to actually prove my point and my theory about this stuff, okay? So we've covered this, all right? Now look at Bitcoin dominance during this time. Obviously, we had a spike. Did we take out a new high? No. Are we in fibs right now? Yes, okay? Now, keep in mind all of these dates, right? I'll have it dated on here, but just visually take a picture in your mind of these charts. All right, so why do those dates matter when we look at the chart? Okay, these are the exact same dates here, right? September, January. Okay, so when I have people comment on different videos and they say, well, Bitcoin dominance is high, there's no alt season until Bitcoin dominance drops. Yeah, guys, I know that, obviously, but isn't it a good thing that Bitcoin dominance is high? Just like we'll call stocks. Everybody knows the saying in stocks, oh, I buy low, I sell high. Okay, so don't you want to be in when altcoins have the most potential momentum? Like it doesn't register in my brain. It doesn't make sense. On top of that, this is showing that yes, even if we get another push, right? Even if we get a push in Bitcoin dominance alone, right? If Bitcoin dominance comes up here, Ethereum is going to outweigh it. We've shown that, right? We've shown that Ethereum, most of this performance comes from Ethereum, right? If you want to see it in here, in the charts, okay? This is that date, okay? So from here to the peak, Ethereum, from this point on, right? From this point on, from this point on, right? In here. So March, September, Ethereum drastically outperformed Bitcoin. Do you not want to be in altcoins at that time? 13x from this point to peak. Bitcoin 6x from here to here. And when this dropped, right? When this dominance dropped, right? The first month that we saw that people might start bull posting this dominance, right? Black line. Okay? Right here, Ethereum had 3x left. I mean, granted, other altcoins took off in this time, right? Other altcoins were taking off because that Ethereum dominance, everybody knows, you know, Ethereum leads into it, right? But just in general, guys, like it doesn't make sense. Even structurally, we're seeing some, like here, this is pretty much the same structurally. I know it looks different and it's deeper, but that's just a sale for what's about to happen, right? If Ethereum goes to 15K from here, right? It's an 8x. Sorry, let me bring it down just a little bit. It's an 8x off of the lows, okay? Even if you're insanely bullish on Bitcoin and you think it's going to go to 250K, right? We're at 103,000 right now. 2.5x versus 8x versus what some of these other altcoins are going to do when Ethereum is moving up like this. It doesn't make sense to me. Ethereum is going to steal majority of the show here. And yes, your altcoins, they'll do well, but they're not going to outperform Ethereum in this area, right? But if we look at a Doge, so let's look at a Dogecoin, for example, right? Similar to the exact structure we're in right now. So we look at this. Dogecoin performed very, very well. Very, very, very well last cycle, right? But it did not get extremely, extremely euphoric, right? Sorry, I had to take it off log scale so you can see these dates, right? But it did not get extremely, extremely euphoric, start outperforming Ethereum until that Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, everything started dropping, right? Until Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum dominance started dropping. Same date, right? That's when things got euphoric. But this is the difference between getting in early and getting in here. Yes, there will still be opportunity. Everybody is going to tell you that altcoins are good and ready to buy once we get stuff like this, right? Once we get candles like this, once we get monthly closes like this. Yes, what I am telling you is, looking at these charts, do not be scared to buy altcoins right now. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to go all in on Ethereum right now, okay? Because a spike in these charts is good for you, right? A spike in these dominances is good for you, okay? And Bitcoin moving up a little bit, okay, as long as Ethereum outperforms it, is okay for you. Guess what? Where we're going structurally on Bitcoin, right? Everybody knows Bitcoin's going higher, right? If the Bitcoin dominance increases while Bitcoin is going higher, your altcoins will still perform well. This is called thinking ahead, right? You have to know. I understand people saying, well, you're taking more risk when you buy altcoins, so to have less reward, blah, blah, blah. But it's not about perfect timing. It's never about perfect timing. It's about knowing where we're going. I am the biggest Bitcoin bull, okay? I will only buy Bitcoin the entire bear market until we reach the bottom. I will only be purchasing Bitcoin because that's the time to only purchase Bitcoin. All through here, you would have been okay only purchasing Bitcoin. But when we're back up in these fibs and things are aligning, that Ethereum dominance could see a spike, right? Structurally, we're seeing similar things. You have to look at something else besides, well, Bitcoin dominance has continually gone up. I don't want to curse, but no, right? I mean, it has to go up before it can come down. That's like the whole point of investing, is to buy something or short something. If I was to short this chart, do you think I would want it down here? No, I wouldn't be anticipating this. It's too low. But when we get up into levels like this, the downside risk becomes the risk, right? The reward to the upside becomes less and less, okay? It's what I don't understand people saying. And like I said, even if these are the same people that are saying Bitcoin's going to go up soon, and I agree with that. I'll agree with that statement. But if Bitcoin goes up soon, your altcoins will do fine. If Bitcoin goes up and it takes Bitcoin dominance getting all the way up to here, your altcoins will still be doing great. You'll still be happy, right? And then when you get this, guess what? You're going to be euphoric. You're going to be rich, okay? The whole point of buying an asset is buying when it's low and selling when it's high. Altcoins are completely on sale, showing the same structures that they did last time, okay? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And like I said, in my other videos, we've mentioned Bitcoin kind of coming to an end around in November. Okay, so I just kind of threw this black line out here. Remember, this is when all altcoins start really kicking off, right? We can throw it wherever, right? We'll just put it in October. I don't know when this is going to happen. Okay, I don't know when this dominance will start falling. I can tell you Ethereum is going to do well. Ethereum is going to do well in this time, but whenever this starts falling, that's when the rest of these altcoins catch a bid. Okay. But when that happens, if we top in November, if we top in December, it's 2 months. You need to be planning for that stuff now. You're not going to be able to make a quick decision and whether you're putting in fresh capital or not. Like I'm almost having a hard time explaining it because I don't understand how people cannot be bullish on altcoins right now. How can you say Bitcoin is going to go 150K, 200K, 250K and think that altcoins aren't going to move? It doesn't make sense. And even if you're saying that, this video disproves it. Okay, such similar structures on this stuff, right? Again, Bitcoin plus Ethereum dominance, perfectly okay. Majority of the outperformance will come from Ethereum, which means your other altcoins are doing good, which means your Ethereum ecosystem coins are doing good, which means DeFi is doing good. Okay, on top of the fact that I see this argument so much, Bitcoin dominance is high. Bitcoin dominance is high, so we're never going to have an alt season. What? This is jet fuel. Dude, Bitcoin dominance could go to right here right now. With where Bitcoin is at, with how bullish Bitcoin is, Bitcoin dominance could literally go here. I'd be even happier. Because that means altcoins get all of that, right? It doesn't, I hope I'm making sense to you guys. I'm getting a little passionate about this, but I've had so many comments about it that it's just getting ridiculous. It's getting crazy, right? Sentiment-wise, people are so down bad on altcoins. People are so sad. I cannot bull post a single altcoin without getting comments by it. Structurally, in stuff like Dogecoin, we're seeing the exact same thing. Structurally, in Ethereum, we're seeing the exact same thing, right? I'm not going to say use your imagination, but these things have a little bit of nuance to it, right? So yes, we're not seeing Ethereum break out of a range and reclaim a high, right? And backtest it. It's not as clean as that. It's almost as clean, right? But stuff like this where it takes longer in time, this is what people start getting confused and emotional, right? This alt season is going to happen so quick. I really do truly believe that we top somewhere in November or December, and obviously it pays to have a thesis. When we look at it in real time, we can come to a final conclusion. But I really do think it's going to hold true. You've seen my other videos. I think the Fed will have started cutting. Maybe they cut in October, right? Maybe they cut in September, October, and that's what gives the other coins, the ability to go off. But you know how I feel about rate cuts too. And then the top of the market comes in, and everybody that told me I was the whole time in here, I'm going to be bear posting, because what comes next? The bear market. I'm getting off topic and I'm ranting, but I hope these tools and my description of the events was good enough. Still kind of struggling with this long form stuff because I want it to be free forming. All right. That's why if you've seen my short term stuff, I typically just stick to a script. But I hope this can feel like a hangout and kind of a insight into my mind, as opposed to, some guy saying whatever they say on YouTube. I don't even watch YouTube anymore, honestly. But does this make sense to you guys? Recap. Okay. Structurally, very similar. Structurally, very similar. Moving up. Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum dominance, USDT dominance. Okay. We want this to fall. That means stable coins are entering the market. That means people are rotating out of Ethereum. That means people are rotating out of Bitcoin. But in the meantime, if we move higher, purely okay. It's going to happen from Ethereum's dominance, which will be good for altcoins. Your altcoins will do just fine. And if you have to watch Ethereum do 200-300% in a week and your altcoins do 30, just be happy and know what's coming next. It's okay. Start planning. Finger on the sell button. Be ready. Okay. Again, we just talked about this. Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance. Okay. Moving higher. It's going to come from Ethereum. Bitcoin dominance. Everybody telling me that I'm wrong. We're not going to see alt season until Bitcoin dominance turns over. Yes, I know that. I can understand that very simple concept. But where's the only place it can turn over from? From being up. Okay. It's called getting ahead of the crowd. Okay. Once this moves over, right? Once we have a monthly candle close that looks like that, altcoins are up 200-400%. Guess what? If they're gonna run 1,000% total, right? You took your gains from 10x in here. They ran 200-300%. We'll call it 200%. Okay. So now, when you catch this move, you're gonna make 500%. When you could have planned ahead, looked at structures more than just one single dominance chart, looked at other dominance charts. Okay. Looked at structures, look at the timing of the market, okay, and front run the entire move. Could have front run the entire thing. Could have bought Dogecoin under a cent and sold it at 75 cents, whatever the peak was, right? One more thing I forgot to mention too. Okay, so we mentioned this date on here, right? March 25th, the low. Okay, if we take that September date from this chart. So September, and we put it on here, and we go from there to the peak. There to the peak of altcoins. 212 days. Okay? 214 days is the closest I can get here, but 214 days quite literally puts you at October, November area. Right? This is the stuff that we've talked about. We've talked about it over and over again. We've talked about the timing. Now we're talking about the rotation. Right? This isn't even all of the rotations. I have something to time this black line here, but I don't want to discuss that. That's for paid members only. That's how you really compound your gains. But this is mainly an Ethereum bull post. This is mainly don't listen to the people that say Bitcoin dominance is too high for an alt season. It's literally the whole point. Send it to 99.99999%. Okay, I don't care, because in this context, you have to have context with your dominances. Bitcoin is very bullish. Bitcoin is going to go up. So if Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins go up, but at a lesser rate. Right? If Bitcoin's pumping and Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins still pump, just smaller than Bitcoin. Okay? It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine with that. Okay? But again, be ready. Remember where you saw this video first. Remember who talked about it first. Remember who posted a video on how to front run alt season before anybody. Remember who gave you these dominances before anybody. Remember who told you how to dissect it before anybody. All right? And if you're somebody who's seen my other videos and you've hated it in the comments, I hope you see this one, and I hope you come back to it, and I hope you actually see it after alt season's already over and you're looking up how to buy altcoins and my video pops up with 100,000 views. I'm just kidding. Anyways, that was a rant. Got passionate. Been a long week, but I hope you guys could enjoy that. I hope it made sense. Okay, if you have questions, drop it in the comments. I'm not hiding anything up here either, so you can literally go chart this stuff for yourself in TradingView. Okay, but as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for watching this video. It's a very long one. They're going to continue to be rants. I'm ranting right now, but I'll see you.